What's going on, everybody? It is IBB James here for the hashtag IBB Top 3
Trilogy.
All right, Part 2. So if you missed Part 1, go back and watch it after you watch. I guess you can. Is it okay if
really is a complete set?
Oh,
you know?
okay.
There'll be some flow.
There'll be some
I would
flow.
go
All
1, 2,
right,
3.
all right, okay.
You know, no need to be an anarchist.
Yeah.
And go like 2, 3, 1.
Nobody panic. All right. So this is Part 2, and so Peter, if you wouldn't mind, just let's dive into number 2,
Sure.
and we'll just roll right into it.
So my number 2 key for success would be humble. And what I mean by that is don't ever assume that you already know everything that you need to know about any given thing. Don't ever assume that someone can't teach you something.
Okay.
Don't ever assume that you don't need to listen. Always be prepared to kind of learn something new from someone or take something new from someone else or their experience. I have found that even at the times when I was absolutely sure that I knew exactly what I was doing, that I knew exactly where I needed to get, I would meet someone or have an experience that would be enlightening, and all of a sudden something goes off in your brain and you're like, oh. Yeah. There's this whole other side of this that I didn't think about, or this whole other truth nugget that I didn't even know was out there.
Awesome.
So, you know, it's part of just keeping an open mind, be humble about yourself and your experiences, and know that this world will have lessons to teach you until, you know, the rest of your days.
So is there like a saying or like a one-liner that you kind of help remind yourself to be humble? Is there like a routine that you have, or like if you like catch yourself not being humble, like what do you do?
If only I caught myself in time not to suffer the consequences. No, I'd say it's not really a one-liner, but it is kind of a conscious effort that when you meet someone, or you're, you know, whether it's for business, whether it's personal, just being open. And
be open, yeah.
You know, even if you kind of think you know things, even, you know, you may think that you completely get a certain situation or something like that. Always remember that there are two sides to every story. Maybe that's, you know, a little one-liner you could remember. And that, you know, that goes to interpersonal relationships, business relationships. It really goes to everything. That I think it's very rare that we as human beings ever have a complete 100% understanding of anything. I think there's always something more that we may not consider or think about.
Yes.
And so just sort of always trying to keep that in the back of your mind and be aware of that. It will help your mind to stay open to new things, to new opportunities, to new ideas that people can teach you and communicate to you.
Because be humble, I feel like that's a lot of pressure sometimes. Like not so much a lot of pressure, but like be humble is like, man, I gotta be perfect.
No.
Or be humble, I can't take credit for anything, or I can't. But I like how you said, you know, in order to be humble, be open. I feel like be open to whatever the heck is gonna come out. And like even like with this video, you know, some of you watching might be like, oh, was it Peter Zahirsky, Puerto, IBB James is so annoying, you know, like just whatever. And then, but if you're not open to what you're about to say, then there's just like you're basically on purpose saying, I no longer want to get better. I want to stay in the pet. I want to be the same person. There's nothing wrong with, like, there's always like be yourself, but don't be the same person you were in high school because you just decided that, well, I refuse to mature. I refuse to gain knowledge. I refuse to, you know, use emotional intelligence or whatever you want to call it. So be open. All right, being open helps you. Will create.
And I think, you know, you mentioned perfection. Humility to me, it shouldn't be that you're so hard on yourself that you're always thinking, oh, I'm not good enough, or oh, I have nothing to offer. Good humility, I think, would be humble enough to know that you're not perfect.
Yes.
And roll with that. You know, no one is perfect.
Yeah.
And as long as you're humble about that,
Are you sure?
Well, maybe. But I do think that if you can kind of be humble in that way about it, to not expect to always be perfect, and to know that others aren't going to be perfect, then that's kind of how you navigate that. And in doing so, then you will be more able to be open to change and open to new things and open to adapting to a given situation. Because if you're all hung up on perfection, you're gonna miss everything.
Yeah.
If you just accept the fact that I'm not perfect, I don't know everything, I may make mistakes.
Yeah.
That's all right, because if you can have the humility to accept all of that, then you'll also have the humility to be able to take risks. And you're not going to get anywhere without taking a few risks.
Awesome.
That's just part of the game.
That. And so, if you could talk a little bit about expectations. So, like, talking about like the expectation that this, I've done everything necessary for this to be perfect, or the expectation of like, this event, this video, that whatever is gonna fail because I didn't, it's not perfect or whatever. But like, how do you help yourself simultaneously keep your expectations low so you don't lose your mind and stress out and like, be that defeated perfectionist person, but at the same time having high expectations that push you to achieve new things and to better yourself?
Well, in terms of kind of dealing with the negatives, be humble enough to laugh at yourself.
Okay.
I do find that when
That's why I
screw
laugh so
something
much.
up,
It's that mood.
I'll catch myself screwing something up, and maybe at one point in life I would have gotten all flustered and said, "Oh, you idiot! What are you doing?" Nowadays it's just like, "Yep, I screwed something up," and you try and find the humor in it.
Okay.
And that'll help you deal with that. But in terms of sort of setting expectations, I think it's, you don't want to sort of set a specific plateau that you're trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's being conscious of the fact that there's always room for improvement. There's always a little bit further to go.
Yes.
It's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
Yeah.
And so if you can just kind of be prepared to know that you may never really quite get there, but it's just continuing on the path, keeping on trying, and just, try and improve a little bit here and there, work a little harder, a little faster, a little more efficiently based on, whatever experiences or whatever you've learned. That's kind of how you'll get to where you want to be.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, thank you very much. Anything else to add?
Yeah, I think
that's awesome.
we pretty well covered that.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you for joining us for part 2. And make sure you, if you missed it, check out part 1. And then stay tuned for part 3 coming your way. Thanks for being here. Thank you very much, my man.
Pleasure.
And until next time.
Stay burnt.